Good day to you, partner. I'm keen, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken cave.
Hey guys, Weed Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So you're gonna see something disgusting here, and you're even gonna see him cast Iron Maiden. It looks like at times, or that was an error. No, I think he's gonna be casting Iron Maiden. This is basically Fuzzy's build. Well, it's nothing special. It's not like it's hard to figure out. It's basically he's going max DP. He is all in on this. I am convinced there are so many better options, but I don't think it's a wrong way to play the build. It's just there's one thing I really want to see. I want to see how much faster this build is with witches. I'm still a witches guy, okay? I will always be a witches guy. I think that'll always be optimal. Yes, they can be a little wonky. Yes, you gotta waste time reviving them. Like my man Fuzzy's got one blood golem. He doesn't even have an iron golem. He might, like Fuzzy, make an iron golem, okay? You're listening to this. I know you will. Make a goddamn iron golem out of something. You might as well. Let's see. He's got plague, shattered wall. Make an iron golem out of exile. Dude, he'll never die. All right, that's it. Okay, that's my rant over about his build. Actually, as a guy who plays witches with my little budget shit DP budget, yeah, I guess at this point in the season, it's basically complete dog shit. I will admit, getting witches gets a little old. I still like playing with them, so to me, it's worth it. But I could totally understand not wanting to have to summon anything. So Fuzzy, one more little rep for a Exile Iron Golem. Not that expensive. Will give you way more defense, and guess what? You won't have to summon him every game. So it's one less button. My man Fuzzy's kind of lazy. So why does this build work? As you can see, he's not taking much damage. For one, we got to talk about the Merc. I think the build is kind of uninteresting. He's just max DP. That's why Iron Maiden is there, okay? Because it has higher synergies. But the thing is, when you have an Act 3 Merc with Prayer, like Blood Warp is completely fine. I don't think he's running Enigma. I gotta watch his Warp real quickly. Okay, so he's got, yes, he's just going to be using Blood Warp. I know for a bit he was using Blink Enigma, but again, this is max DP. Although you could argue Blink helps you do more DP damage as well, because then it saves some points, so you can put some more points into synergies. But both ideas are fine. Now, I'm an Enigma guy at this point in my career. I think Enigma is just better if I can use it. Like I said, it's like, yes, you lose damage because the armor is worse for DP or basically any skill build. Okay, it only has 2 skills. You don't get other sockets. There's a lot of things you lose out of it, okay? Yeah, for magic, it's a little less big of a deal, but you do lose things. Plus 1 all skills is nice, guys. And some extra sockets is always nice. But the thing is, when you're blood warping and you have a prayer merc, as you can see, his life never goes down. He probably has, I don't know, 5 life after each kill. I wouldn't be surprised if he has more than that. He probably doesn't even have that much. How much mana after each kill? I would say 5 to 10 tops. As you can see, his mana goes down a tiny bit casting curses, and then, yeah, it just immediately goes back up. Everything is exploding. So back to the Merc. A Prayer Merc is super good if you're going to be using Blood Warp. It's hard to argue that. Kind of nice always. Then he's going to have Cleansing, a Plague for the weapon. Now, some people might go, well, I want the Doom. Well, hey, guys, that's what Shattered Wall is for, okay? So he's still got a Holy Freeze aura. So he is missing out on the Exile for Defiance, so that's where the Iron Golem comes in. I think the way he's playing mainly, I think I would actually go Exile over Shattered Wall for his playstyle. He's doing a lot of like CE play. In fact, I think Fuzzy was actually very good at CE. He was probably better at CE than me. You might go, how could somebody be better at a game that runs at 25 frames per second and all of the abilities on a Necromancer are like 1/3 of a second? And I'd go, I don't know, man. You gotta watch some people play because they get even worse than me. So I think with the way he's playing, I'd go with Defiance. But again, he can just get Defiance from the Iron Golem, and having an Exile Iron Golem is actually pretty nice. The reason is that Iron Golems have high innate defense, and then the Exile itself is actually a pretty good rune word when it comes to its own defensive stats. Like, Redemption is amazing from a Phoenix, but Exile is like its own sweet juiciness if you're a Necromancer, because it just gives you so much defense. And as we all know, guys, defense is an S+ tier stat. It can be annoying to have to get and deal with, but when you start to get deeper into the game, I highly suggest caring about it. Merc is done. His build is mainly done. He's going max DP on all of his gear choices, +1 skills. That is a Shaco, so I guess I should correct myself. It's not completely max DP. He could be running a +1 circlet. I think he has a +1 Ami, but we'll check it out at the end. So there's a few ways he can get a few more plus skills. Shacos are pretty nice, but I do believe if you could get a +1, you don't even need FCR with any roll on it with 2 sockets. I'd probably take it. I think Shaco's a little overrated at this point, but it is a solid piece of gear. Has some MF, and I think MF is underrated, actually. Mainly for rare jewels, a couple other things as well. Helps with crafting, too, I guess. Although you'll never run out of crafts as long as you just pay for gold. So his build is pretty simple. The Merc's gear is pretty simple. As you can see, this Blood Golem is incredibly tanky. So I don't want to hear people complaining about their golems dying anymore. Now, I guess I should do a caveat. The reason this build works, I was going to get to there, and then I went on a long rant about an Act 3 Merc, which is actually a big reason why this build works. Okay? It is part of the reason he can do what he's doing in this video, which is playing with no summons on a character with very bad frame data, and an ability that takes multiple casts to proc hit recovery from enemies. Now, sometimes he's doing a double curse, sometimes he's doing a triple curse, so that's basically already over a second before he's going to put hit recovery on any enemy. So why does it work? Decrepify and Weaken. I completely understand anybody who says they do not care about monster IAS on a map when you play with a high level Decrepify. When I was a summoner and had 1 point Decrep and it didn't scale as well as soft points, to me it was a big problem. But once they allowed Decrepify to scale with soft points, or when you started to play DP and put more points into it, it really wasn't an issue. And then you put Weaken on top of that, they're basically doing no physical damage. Bone armor, you have your resistances, etc. So we got the +4 head. Again, he could have more skills there. He's got a pretty sick amulet, 3 skill with some FCR and other rolls. He's actually running MF cores. I am actually impressed. Okay, now I get the Shaco. Only a 1 socket? Oh my god, Fuzzy. My man, some of this gear is good. In fact, I want to see those boots again. I missed it, I'll be honest. But that's because I got distracted by some of the other gear and then MF. Okay, I get it. Shaco makes sense. MF is a solid choice. He's going to show the Merc off. And I actually wouldn't change that about his build. I think leaning into MF on DP is fine. As you can see, his damage is already too good. There's a couple things he could do to maybe do 2 curse always. Skelly King out for now, guys. GG. How can I always talk so...
Come play with us, Daddy. Forever.